Hey everybody! So I have been asked how to make my mesh wreaths. So I didn't want to go live because it's about 11 o'clock at night. So decided just to record myself doing this. So what I did, I went to Hobby Lobby. I got four rolls of the mesh wreath. Got it in red. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab some of your floral wire. And what I do, I just cut it up into little pieces. And this is what's gonna be to secure your mesh to the wreath. So, this is how I get started. This is a 14-inch wreath wire. So what you do to get started, you just grab a small piece, kind of fold it, and this is where the floral wire comes in, and this is how you connect it to the wreath frame. So just give it a nice twist, make sure it's nice and secure. And you want to make sure that that wire is going through, you're folding the burlap around the first wire of the wreath frame. Okay, give it a couple of twists. And then you could cut, there's some, I don't know if you guys could see it. There's some edges of the floral wire, but you could cut those off at the end. So let me move this stuff out of the way. So this is your first loop. I make mine about an inch, inch and a half, and then you're just gonna hold it there, and then this is where you pull the middle part, and you want to make sure that it's even with the first one that you created. So there's the two flaps, and then you're just going to do the same thing. I like to hold these so that they don't fall down, and then again you're just going to pull that through. So as you can see, there's the first one, there's the second one, there's the third one. Make sure that they're all even. And then what you're gonna do, I use my right hand and then I just squish it. Okay, now this is the important part coming up. Use your left hand or the other hand, whatever. I'm a lefty, so this is just how I do it. This is the important part. You're gonna give it a twist. So you're going to twist it tightly a couple of times. Hold that twist, and then you're just going to bring that burlap back around, and then you're going to start on that first ring again. Okay. So that twist is to make sure that it doesn't fall, or I'm sorry, it's not that it's gonna fall out of place, but when you go around and you start fluffing your burlap, that is what's gonna, yeah, I guess it's kind of gonna hold it into place. So this, I just kind of eyeball it. This is where I just start squishing it. Again, give it a nice tight twist. I do it maybe a couple times. Hold that twist. You don't want that going anywhere. And then again, I'm holding the rest of the mesh with my left hand as I'm pulling the burlap to the other section. And again, you kind of want to make sure that you're making them even with the other ones. I like to hold my mesh like this. I just squish it as I'm working. I just find it easier. So again, I just give it a twist. And then you pull that through. So I got 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th one. Usually I could fit 4 in here. Yeah, I think I'm only gonna do 4. So see how it looks when it starts filling that one section up. All right, so there's that. And it doesn't matter how the burlap looks right now. Mine kind of looks kind of like it's all over the place. But when I'm fully done with the wreath, I'll go around and I'll start fluffing it back. I'll you know, fluff it up a little bit. But usually you want to do 4 rows of the burlap in each of these sections. All right, so here we go. So I know there's like a little section right there. Don't let that scare you. That is really, it's really nothing to be afraid of. So again, I push this to the side. I give it a couple of tight twists. I kind of let that go. And then you're gonna start that next section. Okay, then you're gonna do, you did the first section. Now I'm at the middle. I'm gonna do my 3rd ring. And again, just push it to the side. Give it a couple of tight twists. And then move on to the next. Scrunch it up. And again, it doesn't matter how it looks right now, because you could go around once you're completely done and fluff it up and make it look pretty. Almost at my end of my first roll of mesh. So I'm making my bows a little bit bigger than I normally do. So I'm probably, yeah, I'm gonna go through some mesh. I'm gonna go through some mesh today. So just because, you know what? No, I'm not gonna waste any mesh. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you this. So let's go ahead, give it that twist, couple of twists. I still have all this left. I was just gonna cut it off, but I'm not going to. I don't like to waste my ribbon. Okay, I am gonna stop here though. I'm gonna stop here. And I'm going to show you what I do. So this is my next section. Keep that loop there. So again, I kind of fold it over that frame, the frame of the wire. Grab my floral wire, poke that through, make sure that it's connected to the wreath frame. Give it some twist. I'm gonna cut this off now so I don't forget about it later. Make sure that you're not, don't cut any of your mesh off. I probably twist my floral wire way more than I have to, but I just like that extra security. All right, so that is that. Okay, so now that that is connected, we're gonna go ahead and cut this off. Let me put one more wire here just in case. Again, I'm very paranoid. I like to make sure that my wreaths are extra secure. Wouldn't want it to fall apart after you sold it to a customer and then they get upset with you. So let's just, I like to make sure. All right, I think that is twisted enough. I'm not gonna cut it. I'm just gonna twist it and then fold it down. All right. Okay, so now remember this was on the first ring. So now what I'm gonna do, this may be a little complicated, so I don't wanna like scare anybody by doing this. This is something that I taught myself after making wreaths for a while. So let's cut up some of these floral wires. Get those ready. All right, so again, I'm gonna move this out of the way. So instead of starting at this first ring where I fold the mesh to start it, because I'm starting to continue at the middle section of the wreath. So what I'm gonna do, same thing, but only I'm gonna do it on the second ring. I know it's hard to see because I have a red tablecloth. So I'm starting at the second ring here, and I'm folding it. I'm gonna grab that floral wire, twisting it. All right, let me just put one more in the middle, just so it's not all bunchy. So you don't have to use floral wire, by the way. You could always use hot glue. You just have to really be careful to not burn your fingers. I've used hot glue before, and yes, you just have to be careful when you do that, when you fold it, that you don't burn your fingers, because the burlap does have like little holes through it. So you could use like a popsicle stick and kind of push down the ribbon. Okay, so now there's my first one. That's one I ended with the first roll. So now I'm just gonna start off at the middle section. Okay, why are we stuck? What did I do here? Okay, I thought maybe I accidentally tied Oh, that's why I'm stuck down there. Okay, here we go. We're back in business. All right, made my first. You know what, I forgot. I lost track of how many I have in here so far. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is my 4th one. So this is gonna be my last one in this section. I'm just gonna poke that through. Okay. Give it a nice tight twist. Oh, that one feels pretty good. I only had to tie it once, so that was cool. That always makes me happy when things work out like that. Okay. Second loop. Okay, give it a nice tight twist. Hold that twist. I like to just hold the burlap out of my way just because it helps. It makes it easier when I'm pushing the other, the next part. It just makes it easier getting that kind of out of the way. Whoops. Okay. Give it that nice twist. Perfect. And we're starting with that first one. And moving to the middle one. All right, give it that nice twist. And then you just do this over and over again. And as you do it, if you guys are feeling like, oh my God, my wreath doesn't look that great, just as you continue to do it, the easier it gets. And then like I said, because like right now, my mesh isn't fluffed out, I'm just kind of going. And then once my burlap is completely covering, it's completely done, then I'll go around and I'll fluff it. So right now I'm just smushing my mesh, or I'm sorry, my burlap. So I'm not too worried about how it looks right now. All right, give it that nice twist. And then you're gonna kind of let that go. And then like I said before, hold on, let me double check. There's 1, 2, okay, hold on. What did I do here? There's 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row. Okay, okay. I freaked myself out there. I was like, wait, did I miss one? All right, so I always just make sure that there's 4. And if you guys are seeing, if you guys at this point, if you guys are still seeing the wreath frame, again, don't freak out because you still have to fluff the burlap up before you're done completing your project. or your wreath. Oh, why am I twisting it? I don't know what I'm doing. It's getting late. I'm starting to lose it. All right, so there is that. Let's give it a nice twist. So I just push that burlap just so it's out of my way. Scrunch it up. All right, I have enough for one more loop here. All right, so you want to make sure, since this is the last one of this roll, you want to make sure that it is the length you want it to be. You're going to flip it upside down. I like to fold it so that way it's going around the wire. And then here we go. We're just going to twist that on so that way it's nice and secure. Nope, that is not floral wire. So oh, here you go. This is how the back is gonna look. So these are all, see all that? That's all the twists that you're doing. So what that's doing, when you twist it, that is helping the next section when you're, so you do the twist and then you move on to the next section. When you're twisting it, you are making sure, so like when you go and start fluffing it, if say this is my third one, since I twisted it, this piece on the top one won't come out. So if you don't twist it, your entire wreath is just gonna kind of pull out of the wreath wire. I hope that makes sense. Because I've had that happen and it's not fun, especially when you just finished your wreath and then you come to realize, oh, I forgot to twist somewhere, and then the whole thing just kind of falls apart. It's not fun. Not fun at all. All right. So again, so I did my first loop there. So then I'm going to start at the middle. Starting at the middle, you're just going to fold it onto that second wire of the wreath, not the first one, because you already completed that one. That's the one that we ended the roll with. And then you're just gonna make sure it's in there. Secure it down with some floral wire. Again, you can use hot glue. I choose not to do that because I always end up burning my fingers. So we're not gonna do that today. And I always add one in the middle just in case, just for that extra support. And then you're just twisting it around the wire of the wreath. Okay, let me cut these down. Whoop. I just use regular scissors. I guess you could use wire cutters because it would probably cut easier, but I just use regular scissors. Whoops, oh my gosh, stuff is flying. Stuff is flying. All right. So now we're gonna start back in that middle section. All right, let me double check one more time how many I have so far. 1 row, 2 row, this is my 3rd row. Just kind of, ooh, what's happening? All right, just kind of move that out of the way. Put that through. Give it a tight twist. And then this is the 4th row in this section. Or is this the 5th row? What am I doing? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I did do 5. That's okay. That's okay. I did 5, but that's okay. I did not realize. All right, give it that nice tight twist. Hold that twist as you move into the next section. Give it that twist, hold it. So another reason why I hold that twist is because if you let it go too soon, you're gonna get, well, first of all, it's not gonna be a tight twist, because once you do let it go, it does loosen up, and then you'll be stuck with just a long piece of burlap. Like, these are all my twists, so I know that those are nice and secure because there's nothing really hanging out. They're close to the wreath frame. There's nothing sticking out. So that's why I hold it when I'm twisting it and then moving to the next section. And then another thing, I totally blanked on this. When I'm doing this, I like to make sure that my burlap is kind of, spread out. It's nice and flat. And then that's when I kind of squish my fingers just to kind of smush it up. And then here we go. We're doing a twist. I'm losing track. 1, 2. Okay. This is my 3rd section. So yes, for this project, you're gonna wanna get 4, ooh, that is a really big, it's really big. You wanna get 4 rolls. For some reason, I always thought 3 was enough, and then I would be left stranded. I'm like, oh my gosh, it wasn't enough. So always get more than you should. I always get 4. I think it's just because I make my bows a little bit bigger. Oh, I made that one like really big. That's okay. It looks cute. All right, we're twisting it, twisting it. We are almost done. All right, and that is the last section on that one. Give it a nice tight twist. I'm holding that twist with my thumb and my my finger. All right, this is gonna be the last one on here. So again, what I'm gonna do, flip it upside down since I'm at the end of my roll. You're gonna poke that through the mesh and you're gonna attach it to the wire. Twisting it, twisting it. Let's cut some of that off. So I love doing these. It's only, I'm recording myself. It's been 32 minutes and that's with me talking to you guys as well. So these don't take very long. And they're so fun to make because they're so cute. All right. So you see how floppy that is? Don't worry. Here's our last roll. So another thing, so these are 5.5 inch by 15 feet. These I just picked up from Hobby Lobby. Again, you want 4 of these, and this is a 14 inch wreath. Let me cut up some of my floral wire just so I am prepared. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So since I actually ended with the bottom one, so now I'm going to show you how to attach it. Now we're going to do the top one, not the middle one because we didn't end on that one. So this is like what we did when we very first started the wreath. So here we go. We're just gonna attach it, pull that wire through the mesh and make sure it's attached to the wreath frame. And you can see it still moves. Like it's not connecting. You want it to move because that's where you get this cute fluffy effect. You want that to move. All right, watch your fingers when you're doing this. Okay, whoops. Let's twist again. Twist on it there. Don't mind me. Just singing. It's so quiet in here. I should have had music playing. All right. I'm just going to fold that down. This is so therapeutic to me, guys. Like, I have no social life anymore because all I do is I just want to go home and craft. This is me time. Whoops. Come on, you little booger. Get in there. There we go. Yeah, this is my me time for sure. It's Friday night and I'm at home crafting. Hey, can't go wrong, right? At least I'm staying out of trouble. All right, twisty, twisty. All right, so we are almost done. So we're gonna smush that section to the side. Now we're working on the first section of the wreath frame. There's that first loop. I like to squish it just to get it out of the way. Just makes my life easier. Get that second one. And then you're pushing that third one through. So that's the purpose of these sections. There's 1, 2, 3. So that is where you're pushing the burlap through. Give it a nice tight twist. Push that through the first one. Let's go ahead and move that over. As you can tell, I'm just kind of eyeballing the length of the mesh now. Or I keep saying mesh, it's burlap. I'm just eyeballing it. You want it to be as close as possible to the one that you did before. That's what I could tell you. I think this is my 5th one, or maybe you know what? I might have enough to put one more section in. How many have I done? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? It looks very, very full, so I'm just gonna stop here. So I'm going to tie this bad boy down. Spread it out. If it's all fluffed up, make sure it's nice and straight. And then you're just going to poke that wire through, and you want to make sure that it's connected to the wreath frame. Come on. And watch your fingers when you're doing this, especially if you're using regular scissors like I am. The last thing I need is to cut my finger. Give it a nice twist. I cut that excess off. Whoops. And then one more over here on the side. All right, this one's a little bit shorter, so I'm just gonna twist it until I could just fold it up. I just don't like with the floral wire, it tends to have like a sharp edge. So I like to make sure that that's not sticking out because I don't want it to cut up anybody's walls or anything. So there's the back. Okay. There is the front. Now I'm gonna show you, got some extra. Not that much, but I have extra, so that excites me. So now you're just gonna go around and you're just gonna fluff it up. So now as I'm doing this, if I didn't do those twists, all my sections would be just kind of unraveling itself. So that's where those twists are very, very, very important. Just fluff it. Most of this is actually already fluffed out, and that's another reason why, like, making sure that when you're putting it through, you like to make sure that it's nice and straight. You want to make sure it's not really bundled up, if that makes sense. Because then you don't have that much hard work in the long run. So yeah, I made these like super fluffy. They're probably about 2 inches in length. So at the beginning of this video, I said like 1. That might be where I started with, but definitely that's not where I ended with. Like I said, when I do these, I just eyeball them as I go. Ooh. So I probably started making my loops bigger as I went, but that's okay. It still looks cute. It's really fluffy and it's looking adorable. And then you could twist them. Like these are kind of going vertical. If I want, I could twist it. Alrighty, I think that's it. I just kind of pull on it. It looks more fluffy over here. So this again, if I didn't do those twists and I was pulling on this, oh, it would be a disaster. Your whole wreath would fall apart. I'm just pre-warning you. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but that's just a pre-warn that it will just unravel on itself, and you really don't want that to happen. So those twists are very important when you're moving on to the next portion of your wreath. All right, so there it is. Look at how simple that was. Isn't that fun? And then again, that is what the back looks like. There's not a lot. Here, you could probably, if you see some stuff, I mean, it's supposed to look like this, but like I just pulled a piece out here because it was kind of just sticking up there. I know I could fluff it up and just kind of pull it. But again, if I pulled that and I didn't do that twist method, it would have detangled itself. So twists are very, very important. It keeps everything in place. So, alrighty. Boo. Ta-da. All right, guys. That is how you make a mesh wreath. So now you could add, some accents to it, ribbon if you want to. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not going to record myself doing that because I have to use hot glue gun and I don't have an extension cord near me. So just stay tuned. I will post a picture of my final product or project. All right, thanks guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.